Welcome back to Media 7. For most of the year, Waiheke Island in the Hauraki Gulf has only 8,000 residents. Yet it boasts 2 radio stations, its own version of Wikipedia, and 3 newspapers. And it's in print where the rivalry is at its most vigorous. We sent our Media War correspondent, Simon Pound, off on the ferry to find out what it's all about.
5:50 a.m, leaving Auckland City on the ferry to Waiheke. We'd got wind of 3 papers on that tiny island. Sources said 3 warring papers. Was Waiheke big enough for the lot of them? This early ferry brings the day's papers, both national and local. Meet Merv Bennett and wife Michelle Bogue, owners of the Waiheke Week. Michelle was National Party president, but it's a far cry from those days this morning. Every early Thursday she's out to unload and reload the ferries. Her paper's launch is said to have put some local noses out of joint. It isn't even 6:30, and I'm suspecting we've found the front line of the Waiheke media wars. That's rival publisher Liz Waters. She was taking photos of us, filming with her competition. Are the rumours right?
It's like any community, you know. No, there isn't always peace and harmony. And when you've got really strong characters, then yes, you do have people who have very fixed points of view. And there are people on this island who do have fixed points of view.
A diplomatic answer there. There's more to this. But for now, Michelle, like many islanders, is off to the mainland. And I'm off to town, where Michelle's paper battles with Liz's golf news and The Marketplace. Which do the locals prefer?
You're a fan of any of the newspapers particularly?
The Golf News and The Marketplace.
Yeah. What about the Waiheke Week?
No, thank you.
No? Why is that?
If I had an outside dunny, I'd put it up in squares and hang it on a peg.
One of the statements when we started was that it was going to be a fascist right-wing newspaper, and that word got out a bit, and that's a reflection of my wife's political affiliations.
This doesn't look like right-wing conspiracy HQ. What's driving these angry islanders?
We are more pro-development on the island, not just for development's sake, but we need more jobs over here.
Ah, development. Is that it? Has that annoyed old Waiheke? What's your take on the local media scene? Is it busy?
Propaganda, commercial propaganda, that's all, to get you to spend money.
Do you keep up with any of the 3?
No, not at all. No. I used to write letters to the Gulf News when I first came here. That was the number 1, but that's gone to pot completely.
The mainstay Gulf News. This morning's paparazzi Liz Waters doesn't think it's gone to pot.
People have come in over the years saying that they're going to put us out of business. And we're still here, and we probably always will be still here. We're here for the community, not for any particular interest group.
What does the community vote?
I think it's pretty solidly Labour. Or probably Greens.
2 different newspapers, 2 different views. Indeed, 2 different Waihekes. I'd heard former jazz singer George at the Marketplace straddled the centre.
I don't think there's room for 3 newspapers, and we're certainly not going to go under, so...
Would it be fair to say that perhaps you were in the middle?
I would say we are definitely more in the middle. We have no political axe to grind. We report on matters as they happen, as any good journalist would. But as far as that question goes, you really need to go and ask the man on the street what he thinks.
Hey, Ma.
This is Roy in his race car. What does he read?
Waiheke Golf News.
And why is that?
Because it has the dirt track results, where we race our cars, and the star signs are usually pretty accurate.
What do you reckon about the Waiheke Week?
I think it's fairly friggin' one-eyed, shall we say?
Yeah.
And a little bit, I don't know, it's just not to my personal taste.
What kind of one eye?
Probably the right.
The locals talk straight. Could I get a straight answer on this media war?
Does everyone get along?
I think so. Yeah, it's a small community, you have to.
Yeah, everyone gets along. I mean, there are no rows on the street or anything. Sure.
It's been a 4-year turf war.
Turf war? Maybe that explains this morning's welcoming committee.
You seemed a little bit wary this morning out taking photos of us meeting one of the competitors.
Oh no, it was just anything you see, I tend to carry a camera for, really.
Yeah.
Right. What a funny day. I'm not getting to the bottom of it. Maybe this walk across the beach sums it up. It looked so inviting, but turned out to be all painful, sharp rocks. And as the ferry came in and this long day was ending, I couldn't help but think, maybe the orange-haired Madgie has the right idea.
You don't read the papers? You don't like the papers?
No, not at all. Not at all. I don't read. I don't have any contact with media at all. For 20 years, you know. I used to work in television there, so I know what's goes on.
Simon Pound with that report. And who's winning the Waiheke turf war? Well, take your pick. Gulf News at $2 has an audited circulation of 3,000. The Marketplace, which is free, says it delivers 4,000 to 4,500 homes. And Waiheke Week claims residents pick up 4,000 to 6,000 copies of its freebie. Barry, I saw you grinning all the way through that. There's something about independent publishing that's not done for the bottom line, isn't there? There's something else going on there, isn't there?
There's passion in there, isn't it? There's passion. And the talk of turf wars in Waiheke, it's just fantastic, isn't it? Real capitalism going for us.
Yeah, and I must say I wouldn't count Michelle Bogart either.
No. Someone will come in there and merge all three one day and it'll become the Golf Marketplace News. Good idea.
Maybe when you finally do sell NBR, Barry. Anyway, thanks for joining us, and Bernard and Ganesh. We could talk all night, I'm sure, but we have to go now. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.